The world is changing more rapidly than ever, and this change will affect also the consumer packaged goods industry. So we believe that this industry will look very different in 10 years from now. This will require a tremendous transformation that will call in new skill sets, new competencies, and new business models. This is why at Sevendots we decided to bring together a group of senior brand owners, a group of consumers of the future, so belonging to the Gen Z, and our partners from all over the world. These in order to discuss and to picture how this transformation will look like.
In the future, brands will find themselves operating in a brave new world, even greater than we can possibly imagine.
If you think the world is going fast now, that's the lowest speed you will ever experience in your entire life.
Consumerism is going to be really different from the next 5 years.
The consumption model needs to change dramatically, and it's in a crisis because if we don't find a way to develop a more sustainable consumption model, the entire industry is going to be in a difficult position.
Consumer expectation is moving, is shifting to smaller players.
I think the element of trust is something that we lost as big brands.
Advertising, as we are used to do it, lost its power.
I mean, when I can, I just use AdBlock and I try to focus on what I actually want to buy, not what everybody else tries to tell me to buy.
Sometimes I just get crazy of how much advertisements I get of products which I just Googled, and I just don't like that it's so much.
It's about how to keep a consumer engagement when they are feeling overstimulated or distracted all the time.
So someone at the usual Procter & Gamble say that we should be preparing ourselves for a war without advertising.
So how can we recover the trust?
That's why I also think that it's for brands very important to show where a product is coming from and actually to earn our trust.
Our brands, they are built on huge supply chains. They are built on mass distribution and mass communication. This is exactly the opposite of what is happening in the world.
With brands, the real consumer centricity. We say, we put it in the PowerPoints, then we act and behave with our footprint. Where is our mass scaling marketing? One brand.
And as a result, I think that big brands like us need to really reposition themselves, meaning being more responsible brands.
Agility is going to play a big role for me in the future as well.
Find a way to be faster, so to accelerate.
The first one is size doesn't matter. I think what matters is how you behave. You can be small and behave as the big one.
People are interested in contaminations. So the more people see brands doing things together, the happier they are.
If I have to think about branding in 10 years from now, the two big things that come to my mind are hyper-personalization, hyper-local. How you, with big brands, can behave hyper-personal, hyper-local.
The word fragmentation in general, it's a big one in everything. It's about, hey, you're not creating a big line to make your system sort of out, but you're fragmenting it. You're not creating, hey, the one big TVCs which goes in all the countries, but you need to fragment your portfolio because, hey, personalization and
Personalization is already done today, but it needs to go even further. So we need to find a way to make the big brands even grow more, and there is for sure a possibility.
The why is going to make much more a difference because the what, it's a given. I mean, if you don't have a what,
Trying also to put the action before the words.
Consumers, especially young generation, are asking for actions more than declaration.
How important is for me to have transparency with the brand.
Podcast is about the purpose. Now everybody's talking about purpose, but what really does it mean, and what comes out of a lot of researches that even if a company has a purpose, but they are missing the concrete actions.
I'm really focused on the importance of brand transparency and how I really choose brands that have kind of values and missions that align with mine and that go further beyond the product that they're trying to sell and that really builds a community.
So we need to take a stance so that they can in some cases, they can vote with their wallet.
Activism becoming in the future actionism, where brands are going to be asked to take a more important stand and role within society and share their point of view.
Thinking about the whole rise of brand purpose and the whole interest that we now see in brand purpose is really making people rethink the role that companies and brands have in society.
I think that when we talk about engagement, we always think about how brands will engage people. I think it's the other way around. It's how people will engage brands.
Engagement means repeated interplay between consumers and the brands, which implies physical, emotional, psychological investment and commitment from the two sides.
I think that is the most good manner, just to be honest and also tell when things go wrong.
There's a huge opportunity for brands to rehumanize, whether it's the founder, the people that work at the companies, or even the communities of advocates for the brands. Consumers want to know the people behind that brand.
If small is beautiful, big can be as beautiful because we can have a big impact, but for a change, a big positive impact.
At Sevendots, we want to stand side by side international CPG companies and develop knowledge which is helping to master this vital transformation and unleash their full potential.